Come on. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pit Life Barbecue Podcast, where we talk everything barbecue and a lot of other topics that you normally talk around the pit. What the hell did I just push? Okay, apparently we're not live on X anymore. They want to have us a premium. Oh, they want money from me. Come on, Elon. You don't have enough. You need $10 a month from me to put my show up. Screw you. I'll go to Instagram. It's all right. Facebook and YouTube. Anyway, coming at you from the Uncle Steve Shake Studios in Center Barnstead, New Hampshire. It is Monday, 8 o'clock. So you know what that means? It is officially time to start off our barbecue week. Can't start the week unless you start on Monday. So let's see here real quick. Bat Dutch, what's up? Judge Webb, Chris Rosinski, what's up, brother? Well, today's episode brought to you by, of course, Uncle Steve Shake. Uncle Steve Shake has 16 amazing flavors, including the sauce with no name. And guys, if you still have not tried the new magic ribs, oh, you're missing out. You are missing out. I did 3 racks last weekend, and it is fantastic. Did a pork butt a couple weeks back with it, out of this world. It's even good on chicken and popcorn and pretty much anything else you want to throw it on. It really works. But check that out. Uncle Steve, incredible guy, amazing customer service. He wears all the hats. So he's mixing the shake. He's packaging the shake. He's taking the orders. He's mailing the shakes. He's doing it all. You have any questions, you call. He's the one answering the phone call. You send an email. He's the one responding to that email. He's one-man operation. So check him out at UncleSteveShake.com and also follow the Facebook group Uncle Steve Shake Nation for the latest and greatest in all the shake news. Uncle Steve Shake, shake some on everything. Also brought to you by Joe's Meat Market, the diamond of Royce City, Texas. Gabriel and his crew, I can't say it anymore or any less. They do an amazing, amazing job. Always based on customer service, bringing and having on hand the freshest of everything. Freshest meats, custom, you need a certain cut, Gabriel and his crew will take care of it. You need something special he doesn't carry, he'll get it for you. Does a great job. Freshest produce brought in every day. For all us weekend warriors and competition cooks, he's got us covered too. He's got the meats. He's got the proteins. He's got lines of rubs, sauces, injections, different species of woods to smoke with. He's got it all. And if also, while you're there, you're feeling a little hungry, he got you covered there too. Gabriel's mom is there running the kitchen. Sit down and get yourself a nice bowl of menudo, have a couple tacos, sit down with the boys, chop it up, talk some shop, and just relax from the everyday mumbo jumbo that we all deal with. So check them out next time you're in the area of Royce City. Joe's Meat Market. Remember, Joe's Meat Market for the win. Hey, Carlos, what's up, brother? Oh, guys, I am so excited tonight. Oh, I forgot to do this. Boom, boom. Doug actually beat me to it, but he's got it on his end. But we haven't had this gentleman on in a while. So I reached out to him and we were like, yo, let's go. He sent me a nice link to another show. Of course, I didn't write it down, but Doug will tell us. Great show. First time hearing it myself, and I'm hooked. So we'll get into that. But ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, please welcome Mr. Doug Scheiding of Rogue Cookers. What's up, brother?
What is going on? It's been since Houston Rodeo was the last time we saw each other.
That's right, man. Right there in the back ends of the tent, and
hidden in the back. You want to stay away
hidden in the
from the
back. And,
occupancy of 999 in that big ass tent.
oh my God, Doug, that tent was amazing. Thank you so much for being able to get us in.
Oh, of
However we
course,
did it.
absolutely, absolutely.
There could be. I like to refer to it as a VIP entrance.
Yeah, right. Well, if
But
you know, you
that,
know. That's kind of that kind of thing.
oh,
So
that tent was amazing. And now you do the majority of the cooking for that, or just the competition end?
Oh no. Yeah, no. When I first cooked the first 2 years at the Houston Rodeo, I did the cooking for the buffet, primarily by myself, but and also the competition, and then didn't get paid for that or anything, and so then wound up going over to the wild game crew. So yeah, no, Papa's Barbecue does the
Right.
catering for that, so it's fantastic. So serve
Yeah.
a buffet, and then 9 o'clock you get the chopped beef sandwiches too. So
Yeah, because I remember one night it was me and Aaron Leslie were there playing sandwich roulette because they just had all the sandwiches in stock, but nothing was labeled. So it's like, okay,
yeah,
you grab this one, I'll grab what do you got? I got a sausage. I got a burger.
yeah.
Okay, turkey. So we went through the line, but yeah, that was once again another successful Houston rodeo, and like I said, great to see you. Thank you again for taking the time to do a quick little hit with me. So that was always good. But all in all, things are good since then.
Oh yeah, things are good. So it's been a real busy year or so for me, and I'm in the midst of 12 out of 13 weeks weekends being gone for various reasons. Some of a vacation. This weekend actually we're going to cook in someone's got to do it, but we're cooking a wine fest in Santa Barbara right on the beach.
Oh,
So yeah,
nice.
it's hard work, hard work.
You
Going
like
out there and showing the California people how to cook some tri-tip and picanha. So yeah.
Oh, did I have a piece of picanha the other night? We I had gotten an order a while ago from Meat and Bone out of Miami, Florida.
Okay.
Incredible proteins they have. They run a great business, and they had sent me a bunch of different cuts, and I knew I had 2 left in my freezer here. And if anybody has been watching, I got myself a new toy this week, or middle of last week. I got a new the Kamado Joe Connected Joe.
Oh yes, I saw the pictures of its arrival on
Yeah,
site.
and needless to say, the arrival blew me out of the water. Let's just say there was more than just a crate. So thank you very much, everybody from Kamado Joe. I greatly appreciate it. So I fired it up on Friday night because I was going to do a turkey on it yesterday. So just to get familiar with the buttons, and my wife's like, "Well, what do we have?" I go down in the freezer. I know take one of my practice packs of chicken thighs, and I think there's actually 2 steaks. So she took them out. I don't know which ones. Is that me? Damn it. The kids, friends beeping in during the show. How dare they? Um, and when I got home, they were both thawed out. So one was a picanha and one was a outside skirt, which I did not know. Because if I did, I would have marinated that over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But at
yeah,
that point, I was hungry. I just Uncle Steve SPG'd that bad boy and threw him on tender as can be. But that picanha, oh man, Doug, mouth watering.
It's so interesting because it's not a variety that people cook a lot, and
Yeah.
you've got to, it's top sirloin, but it's actually not exactly top sirloin because it's a little less used than the top sirloin, so it's a little more tender. When we do events, like I did an event at Texas Star Grill shop there in Houston about 4 weeks ago. I did tri-tip versus picanha, and every time I do that, it's about 60-40, 70-30 picanha
Mhm.
in terms of, and in this last case, tri-tip had the advantage because it was akiushi, and then I also marinated it. And the picanha, I ran out of time, and I just threw that baby on the grill and cooked it, and people still liked it better.
Yeah. Yeah. It came out perfect. And there's Mrs.
Yes.
Mags. It was so good. I think there might be a little sliver of it left in the fridge in a container up there for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was the perfect cook, Doug.
Yeah. If you
It
can get it, cook it.
had
It's
that nice char, sear on the outside
yep.
and edge to edge pink. No gray
Oh,
rings, which
nice.
we will get
Oh,
to later.
gotcha.
But
All
it
right.
I'm like, "Oh," so that's why when you sent me that link to that podcast, I was laughing even harder because I was so proud of myself on that thing, and you brought it up. Oh, man. Um,
Yeah,
so just
that was the Bite Meat podcast. It's a brand new podcast that's just out.
yeah,
So yes.
white meat, and it was a regular radio guy. I believe he does sports radio,
Sports
if I'm
John
not
P.
mistaken.
Lopez. Yep, he does 610 AM in Houston for like 30 years or so. Been to like so many training camps and stuff. And so I was guest number
Oh, wow.
5, and the owner and his wife of the Houston Texans, Cal and Hannah McNair, were guest number 2 on his show. So yeah, he has all these people: Aaron Franklin, Chef Shepard, the owner of the Texans, Grant Pinkerton. Oh yeah, Doug's in there, and then the owner of Truth Barbecue was his guest this week. So he's
Oh,
starting off
yeah,
pretty hot.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Joe,
Yeah.
what's up? Your hometown store has a full brisket for $70. Good deal, you think? Absolutely. Check to see what kind of grade it is. But even, shoot, even a choice for $70 these days is a pretty good deal.
As
So
long
yeah,
as it's
I
not
I
less than 10 pounds. Yeah. I'm assuming 12 to 15.
true,
Let's just put that
true,
caveat
true,
out
true.
there.
Craig, what's up? Mr. Clarence Joseph, what's up, CJ, my brother?
CJ, my man.
Big Rome, Mad Max, what's happening? Rico, what's going on? Rico, congratulations on the RGC this weekend. Chef Ray Sheehan, what's up, my brother? Thanks for tuning in, brother. Um, Doug, real quick, for anybody who's new to the show and all this, can you give us a quick rundown on, who you are, how you got into it? Because your story is pretty interesting.
It has
Oh,
a few facets to it. Yeah, sure. So
few almost out of this world facets,
yeah,
so to
you could say
speak.
that. Yeah, so to speak. Yeah. So well,
um,
well, all right. I'll go ahead. I'll try to give the Cliff Note version. Um, Went to high school in New Mexico. My dad was in the Air Force. Have a love of planes, so that's when I went to college, which I wanted to be a day's drive away from my parents, by the way, because I just wanted to be, I wanted to find myself.
mhm.
So, anyway, and so became an aerospace engineer, studied there, graduated top of my class there, and uh, did that for about 20 years. And so, as I say, now I'm a recovering engineer, and I used to be smart, but now I just cook barbecue. So, for fun, and played tennis for many years, 30 years, blew out my knee, wanted to still compete, and so a neighbor of mine asked me to do a contest, and so we did that contest, and out of 53 teams, first contest, he got second in ribs, and I got third in brisket, and we survived a grease fire at 2 a.m. We didn't know enough to have the the grease not going into the firebox, but but anyway, and then that's kind of when the hook was set. So cooked on offsets for about 3-4 years. Cooked with a partner. He had a gator pit, and I had the trailer, and then we split, went our separate ways. I started road cookers, cooked on barrels for a bit, and had a bad cook on a barrel. Wind was blowing about 30-35 miles an hour. White billowy smoke, the kind that you don't like, and I basically wasted $800 to $1,000 at it was part of the Western Wood series. CJ actually, I think he won it one year. So, but I got blanked that one. I said that'll never happen again. And then I went out and bought a Traeger, spent $1,000, and wound up getting 14th in ribs and 11th in brisket, and semifinals in chicken, all cooked on the same pellet cooker. I think I was the first one to cook solely everything on the pellet cooker, and that was back in early 2014. And so, and then I've been cooking on Traeger pellet grills ever since.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thomas, what's up, brother? It's been walls to the walls here. I forgot to message you. I haven't even posted it yet. I haven't posted what you sent me. I haven't even posted Ray's lines of stuff yet. The pictures there, I just haven't had a second with work being so busy and everything. Thomas sent me a little mail, wanted a couple stickers, sent him a couple stickers, and man, he sent me, he hit me right here, a package, Doug, of Texas A&M beef sticks.
Oh, nice, nice.
One of their other lines of beef jerky. So, Tom, thank you so much. They were fantastic. I still actually do have a couple beef sticks left. Now that you remember, I know what I'm doing after the show.
You didn't say hi to Ryan, who built your pit, and he's in the house.
I'm getting to him in just a moment because he actually texted me.
Just let me. I'm just here to bury the lead all the time. It's fine.
Before that, and then there's our good friend Doug, old Big Len from the Baseball and Barbecue podcast.
Hollywood is in the house. Yes, Hollywood's here.
Right. So. And Hollywood Averman. That's right. And Ryan Newland. I did get your text, brother. So, guys, right now, if you are looking for your own competition pit, Mr. Newland at Backline Smokers and Backline Fabrication has a deal for you. Just go and tell him you like him. He'll build one for free. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Ryan's pulling his hair out already on that one.
Well, if the wife buys it, it is free. If the wife buys it, it is free.
That's yes, I suppose. It gets paid for somehow. He's got a raffle going on right now. I want to say it's either $50 or $60 a spot. It's hold on. The little attaboy, Ryan. It's custom, as in I believe the paint. So it's your standard competition pit. I believe it's on a cart, and you get to pick the color that suits you and work with Ryan on all that. Like I said, it's either $50 or $60 a spot. Ryan can put in the chat for sure, but I think he went up last week, within a week and a half. And so, yeah, go to Ryan Newland's page. I think I shared it out too, or the Backline Smokers Backline Fab page, and you'll see the original post and all the directions on how to get your spots and pick your numbers and all that good things. And guys, like I said, Doug has seen his work. I own his work. And this Miss Mary, I'm looking at her right now. She's right there in the driveway. and she cooks like a dream. Cooks like a dream. $60 per spot. Winner chooses the colors. There we go. So jump on there, grab a spot, and hey, you never know. You could be cooking on the back line at your next comp. So check that out. Um. Oh, and the Brooks Line drums are winners too. Have you seen those yet, Doug?
Yeah, I've actually cooked next to him a couple of times in some contests and stuff. So I haven't seen their combo. Or they're doing a
They did a
collaboration, right?
combo, the
I
Brooks
saw they're doing a
Line
collab.
drum,
Yeah. Yeah. So I
and
haven't
Daddy
seen that.
Dutch won the first one at a fundraiser we had a couple weeks back, and yeah, it's nice. That is really nice.
Oh, I'm sure a lot nicer than the POSs that I used to make, from parts from home, from home stores and stuff. So yeah, but
Oh,
yeah,
yay!
yeah.
They all started somewhere.
And I'm sure the paint job's a lot better than my custom paint jobs when I used to do A&M and Cowboys and I don't know, Michigan State and stuff. So anyway,
Oh yeah,
but for
oh
my
yeah.
friends, yeah.
So Ryan, there we go. So he completely sidetracked us, Doug. What were we talking about?
Oh, we were talking about the cooking that first contest at Western Wood, and I got fifth overall at that thing, out of 150 teams, and pissed a few people off, but you're not doing something right if you're not pissing people off, and so that's back when the time when the pellet grills were not in
Yeah,
favor, and IBCA even had a vote, to whether we were going to have it or not, and so yeah, it was good time. I'd get complaints at most of the contests there the first year. They called me the one nut cooker because I gave up one of them when I went to pellet cookers. So,
yeah.
but hey, if they're worried about me on a pellet cooker, they should up their game. That's what I say.
That's it. That's it. And and if I'm not mistaken, it was actually illegal. Was it at Houston or somewhere for about an hour and a half?
Yeah, I won in 2015, and it was in 2017. It was illegal for an hour and a half. You're exactly right. Our ambassador came in and said, I hope y'all have some other pits because you're not allowed to cook on pellet cookers this year. And I'm like, oh boy. So I got the Roger, who's the chairman or primary owner of Wild Game Crew, and so I said, hey, let's go over to Champions Row. I know some of those people over there, and so we talked to a couple, 2-3 people on the committee, and it was a personal thing with one of the people, and they had told all the ambassadors no pellet cooker. I'm like, you need to put that in the rules before. You can't have people spending tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars, with their grills already here, packing is already done, and I said that's just not something you can spring on somebody. So I think they kind of powwowed behind the scenes and overruled that person, and so he said it was a personal thing. When you put a brisket on, you need to stay with that brisket all night, and drink a little brown water and stuff. But I'm like, hey, I cooked on barrels. I did the same thing with barrels. Once you get a barrel situated, you don't want to open it. You want to let it go and do its thing.
Let it.
So
Yeah, you get that dialed in. Don't let any more air in there. Let that
exactly. Exactly. So I'm like, if you want to get rid of all electricity, let's just get rid of the thermopins, the gurus, and the rotisseries, and let's just get them all done. And I said you'll only have about 50 teams to cook and 25, 50 teams left to cook.
Oh, you really want to stir the pot? Have each competitor dig a hole.
Oh yeah. Let's just go straight barbacoa, like in an earthen oven. And
that's how it was originally done.
I know. So yeah. So anyway, they thought better of that. But in my hometown, there's 2 cook-offs that I can't cook in because they banned pellet cookers. They're not sanctioned, and so it's it's one of those. But anyway, so I don't mess with it anymore. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple pieces of hardware behind you that You're all right on not cooking a couple unsanctioned events.
Oh yeah, actually today I was going through some. Here's that cheesy
Ooh.
belt buckle I won that first contest. Cooking,
Oh shit.
cooking with Clint. It was the Cinco de Gallos that did that. But yeah, that was in September of 2009. So I got one and he got one. It's pretty cheesy belt buckle, but anyway, it means a lot since it was the first one.
Oh,
I hadn't seen that in a
absolutely.
while, and I just found that today.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. Oh, the memories. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. So you've been doing all that. You still work doing with the philanthropy with E3 and Mr. LaRoche and all those boys.
Yeah, I did an event for them last year, last spring. It was actually a for their foundation.
Yeah.
They do a lot of events and fundraising events for men against opposed to sex trafficking, most as it's called. And so we went up there and I'm not a huge caterer, but it was 3 days, full days of catering for like 50, 70 people,
Yeah.
and fun event. And they raised about $600,000 or so. But yeah, they did all kinds. I mean, there were people. The guy that shot Obama, Osama bin Laden, Obama,
Yeah.
excuse me. Freudian slip after this weekend, but on that. But anyway, he was there, and 6 Hour was there, and they had a picture painting. They raffled it off, and it was just a fun event. So I like doing those types of events and donating my time. So yeah, that Daddy Dutch, that is a $250,000 belt buckle divided by about 10,000 or 100,000. So yes. So it's solid gold. It's solid gold. You can guarantee that. So yeah, so I still do some events like that. So you got to donate time and effort. So I normally do the Q for the Blue contest here in town as well. So but yeah, been doing some events. I'm still a consultant to Traeger, pellet grills. So I have to do a certain number of events for them. One of them this year was Memphis in May. So last year at Memphis in May, I went and did a demo class for home, actually 2 of them for Home Depot. And that's when I was on, it was actually 2 years ago in here in June 22nd, 2022 was the last time I was on. I actually went back and saw when that was. Yeah. So I was in the process of getting my rubs out and everything. Took a little longer than what I had wanted, but they got released in December January timeframe. So Home Depot has them in about 120 stores now. We're actually in the main distribution warehouse, so that Home Depots across the U.S. can actually order them themselves. They're primarily concentrating on the Home Depots that have the grill aisle. Not all of them have the grill aisle. So they're in those. Yeah. So and it's through Old World Spice Barbecue Spot, one of their pit masters in that, and was brought in to that through Head Country. I never thought I'd do rubs. I never really wanted to do rubs, but the bug they kind of hinted at that I needed to do it, and now I understand why, because Head Country got bought out by Old World Spice, and that's why they wanted me to get in and part of the program. So I've got an all-purpose seasoning, I've got a brisket rub, and then I've got a finishing dust. And man, a lot of people are using the finishing dust. I'm seeing all kinds of different uses of the finishing dust. I developed it for myself and as a finishing dust, and a lot of people are using it as a rub. So it's great. I just used it on some green beans, and I used it tonight eating an avocado. So I used it putting it on that spice on the avocado. So yeah, it's been kind of fun. And a division of Albertsons, United Markets have picked it up. It's actually in some Albertsons. Someone told me it was in Albertsons up in Dallas area. So and my rubs are in the Texas Star. They're in Houston, Texas, and you can get it off my website. Barbecue Pro Shop has it, and So
Okay.
there's several places you can get it. So
That's what I was about to ask you. Where can we find it if we don't have it at our Home Depots? Because I know. Now, were you part of that trial earlier in the year with
yeah,
your season, like Harry
yeah,
too
there's
was?
5 of us. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
5 of us. Smitty of Loot and Booty, Mark Lambert is on there. Mike Starr,
yeah,
Blazing Star, and then the Boars Night Out, the White Lightning guys. So
yeah,
it's the 5 of us that are on that, and that was through Old World Spice.
yeah. Because I knew that the Home Depot up in my area in Hooksett, New Hampshire, they carried Harry's line.
Oh, interesting,
Yeah.
interesting. Well, any Home Depot can get it now.
Okay.
Yeah, so someone Serious J on Instagram from the Howard Stern show,
Mhm.
he got his local Home Depot to carry it, so he found it there. So
Oh,
and
beautiful.
he mentioned it to him, and so the manager just needs to order it because it's in the main distribution. So, but it's
Yeah.
been it's been fun. Yeah, it's been fun. So I think I'm working on one other one, so we'll see how that comes. See if I can get that out
Oh, it
in the next.
started. It
I know,
started.
I know. So
Come on,
yeah,
Doug.
yeah. I never thought I'd do it. I never thought I'd do it. I always mix commercial rubs. Um,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. All right, cool. Because that's what I was wondering. Because I got to get a hold of some of it for myself. Because I gotta give it a run. I gotta give it a run and
I'll
get my.
send you some. I was as we were talking about, I was like, I gotta see. I'll send you some, Johnny. I'll send you
All
some.
right, all right. Oh goodness. But yeah, it's from the people I've talked to, and Ray was saying they're great. Everybody's loving them. So you got winners on your hands for sure there.
I
Uh,
think so. I mean, I like them, but everybody
yeah,
likes their own dang rub. But I made them for myself. It's just like barbecue. I cook my barbecue in a competition because I like my food.
yeah.
Unlike a lot of people, and I'm going to turn in stuff that I like. But even old seeing the cooking guy STCG, he's featured it a couple of times in a couple of
Yes,
his
he has.
videos.
The past couple
Yeah,
videos. Yep,
blew me
yep.
away. And even Greg Rempe, who hasn't paid for a rub in a long, 10 years, and he's not going to by his own admission. His daughter, he was out of some Big Papa's happy ending, and so his daughter went and got my Doug's dust.
Yes, that's right. That's right. He was talking
So,
about that the other week,
got an endorsement
and they
from
loved it.
him.
They loved
So
it.
yeah, and then actually Ray and I were on not too long ago on the baseball and barbecue podcast, speaking about Memphis in May and kind of a summary, and then we talked a little bit about our products as well. So yeah, so they're big supporters too.
Okay. Well, funny, great segue, Doug. I love how you did this.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of Mr. Greg Rempe,
Oh yes.
speaking of Sam the cooking guy, but slightly inverted, Guy the cooking Sam,
Guy the cooking Sam, the old Chisholm.
and Mr. Ray from the Pro Shop in Ottawa, Tennessee.
Oh, Steve Ray.
Two of them out of the three I hadn't talked to Mr. Rempe this week, but the other two had messages, and they said I can't have you on without having you give your world famous hot dog recipe.
On my hot dog recipe. Well, it's damn sure not like Steve Ray boiling it and putting like using the like sourdough, using the boiled water that he's used for the last 10 years, and you just keep a little bit of that in there and it's just special and stuff. No way. Yeah, I don't like them boiled. I don't like them grilled. I don't like them slotted. I maintain, and I'm a baseball guy. I go to a
Yep.
different stadium every year. This year is Minnesota. Last year was Cleveland. I will, if like in Chicago, I'll have a Chicago dog
Yeah.
at a baseball game. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just kind of the love and lore of being at a game and having a baseball, a hot dog at the baseball game. So, but it better be unique, and because I contend that hot dogs even if they're garlic or whatever. And I know I don't watch the Nathans, and Greg was all upset about the Joey Chestnut thing and
Yeah.
whatever. That's a whole setup thing. He's setting it up so next
Oh,
year he can come back. I
absolutely.
mean, yeah, he's gonna cash in, and he got so much publicity and stuff. But yeah, no, I can't imagine even eating one. But no, hot dogs have not been on my Traeger grills, and
Okay.
I'll stand by that.
Okay.
And if I have friends that are going to ask me, I'm like, no, you can go boil them in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
Now, I'll
Thanks,
I'll
Steve.
I'll have a I'll have a nice hot dog from time to time. I'm choosing a burger every day over a hot dog.
Right,
But
but it's all about the condiments with the hot dog.
absolutely, absolutely. But Greg had thrown out a great point, and I put it to the test this past week. The first one, not bad. Okay. It's what you expect. That second one, a little less. Then you get to the third one and you go, why the hell did I just do this? And I put it to the test, and I have to agree. It kind of, the first one was okay. The second was, yeah, okay, done without. So one I think is good, because at that point you've already hit the peak. So stop there and go get you something else more appetizing off that grill.
Well, it's not a Lay's potato chip. Yeah, yeah, because Lay's potato chip, you're gonna eat more. And
Oh,
unless you're
absolutely.
Joey or somebody like that. On my webpage, Greg has someone that does some animations for him. So I hired that
Yeah.
guy, that kid,
Oh, did you?
and he's fantastic. And so I have my, I went off on a 2-minute rant, and he condensed it down to 1 minute, and I've got that video on my roadcookers.com webpage. It's on the front page.
Oh,
So yeah.
beautiful,
So go
beautiful.
check it out. That's my video that I have there instead of, a video at a contest and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, no, I'll let Steve, continue boiling his pre-seasoned water. That's his secret. Sorry,
Randy,
Steve, I'm letting it out.
Randy Salinas, what's up, brother? Oh, Ryan, come on. Hell no, I'll eat hot dogs every day. Yeah, but Ryan, no one wants to see how you eat a hot dog. You don't even chew. You bloop, done.
Oh no,
Leave that there and wait for the comeback. I got to take my shots with Ryan when I can.
Oh yeah. He's always firing them. So I met Ryan at a cook-off. It was actually at the Buda Wiener Dog contest many years ago. That's my wife's favorite cook-off. She loves going to that thing. And so Ryan had some crazy ass pits that he had there. And we're like, wow, you made those. And yeah, so anyway, it was interesting. So oh yeah, for the shape, Ryan, that's how you keep the thin and skinny, is eating the hot dogs, because there's no nutrition.
Yeah, and because I saw that, he told me, oh yeah, we're cooking the wiener dog, and I think I'll see Doug and JB. Then the next day, right on Facebook, it was the traditional picture of the three of you, Jonathan Barton, and Ryan.
Yes. We were given the two-fingered salute to our friend Jay Tenney, and who actually my wife knew from high school, believe it or not. It's always a small world. So so JB, Ryan, and I gave him the salute.
Oh my God, right. You started here. Ryan moves his mouth to the hot dog.
I'm not even going to touch that one. I'm not going to touch that one.
Go right along the line of that.
Yeah.
But in the podcast you sent me, like I said, it was an incredible listen, and thank you for sending it, because it was perfect timing. Because by like noontime on Saturdays, I'm out. Len usually sends me the link for this week's baseball and barbecue.
Baseball and barbecue every Saturday morning, sure.
When I start my route, I always have that one. So by mid-afternoon, I am officially out of all my listens for the week. And then, lo and behold, I get the notification from you. Check this one out. I'm like, beautiful. That'll take me to the rest of the day. And it was great. It really was. And, for what you're saying, that's only the fifth or sixth episode, obviously
Well,
he's a professional.
he's a professional. He also has a Bite Me saltwater podcast that he's done for many years. So this is just
Oh, the
another
fishing,
yes.
yes.
So he's familiar with the podcasting, John P. Lopez and stuff, and so soon to be actually on the baseball and barbecue podcast. Sorry, Lynn, I'm going to blow it, but anyway, so yeah, he'll be on that because he can talk obviously sports and
Yeah.
barbecue. So he's a perfect guest and stuff. So
Oh,
and
absolutely.
and I will plug his OG sauce. He sent me some of that. That stuff is good. I'm already over halfway done with the bottle that he sent me that I got last week. So, and
Oh,
I
wow.
normally don't, and Chef Ray's, I would be remiss. His Jersey hot sauce, even though it's
Oh, it's
Jersey hot sauce, is
oh,
fantastic. And in fact, I did a corned beef sandwich and I mixed his hot sauce with mayonnaise and made that instead of like a Thousand Island
mhm.
type dressing. And so that'll be up and coming, Ray, and I'll be tagging you in that.
Yeah, his Jersey Heat hot sauce loaded with flavor.
I like
Loaded
that
with
one.
flavor,
Yes.
just perfect amount of kick to it. And yeah, that's one of my go-tos for sure. But in the podcast, you were doing some deep diving on some of the things, and the one that caught me, you went on a little rant on your OCD tendencies on certain.
Tendencies. It sounds better when I say tendencies.
That's it.
Yeah, Clarence Joseph can identify with that, but he's more OCD than I am, I'd say. I say that with peace and love. Peace and love, CJ.
That's it. Gabriel, what's up? Joe's Meat Market in the house. Joe's Meat Market for the win. And this is where we kind of touched on it before with that picanha I cooked.
And the picanha you did, yes.
You
You were doing the teas.
It's referred to as the Scheiding method of cooking a steak. And I absolutely loved it. Because obviously with what we do a lot of social media, which we'll get to that one too, because Doug, I'm going to need your private 101 class on social media posting because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Oh, yeah. So,
and you brought it up.
Yeah, there's the people much more sophisticated and experienced than I, but I can give you a few pointers. Actually, I was on a show with Greg Rempe, and I did a whole segment on increasing your Instagram. But yes,
yeah. So we take and post a lot of pictures of our cooks, and you see the steaks, and they're beautiful. And I'm sitting there in my mail truck Saturday afternoon, literally yelling to myself. My customers are looking at me going, what? I go, barbecue, because they know what I do.
Right.
So they're like, gotcha, okay. That straight pink across the board, edge to edge.
It's the perfect cook.
Perfection. That gray line. Okay, if I'm whipping up a couple quick ones for dinner, fine. Have I been known to maybe lose track of a little time, posting something on the phone or doing something and you get a couple degrees over where I wanted to be?
Yeah.
Sure. And
Guilty.
you get that gray ring around it. But when like I said, I cooked that picanha the other night and it's like, oh, fantastic. I did it. I don't know how the hell I did it. Well, actually, yeah, I was literally, all my attention was on it.
Yeah.
Because it was the brand new grill. I didn't want to screw anything up on it and really kind of get the feel. But you on that show last week, you gave the Scheiding method of cooking a steak, or actually it's more of a preparation of the steak.
It's a preparation, and I've got a few more things to add to the method, but I'm not going to release that yet. But, anyway, so yeah, you're exactly right. I started, 6-7 years ago, I developed a recipe for Traeger, dry brining my beef ribs. so I dry brine my beef ribs and stuff. And so then I, was cooking steaks and stuff. And that, like you say, that gray ring, drives me crazy. Just like when you bite into a rib and then, the bark is so hard it pulls off with the bite and stuff. I hate really hard bark on ribs. But anyway, so I started playing around, and then I just decided to dry brine it. This is probably, again, 6 or 7 years ago. And so depending on the thickness of the steak, the Scheiding method is really freezing it in the beginning. So you trim all that fat off, and then you rub it, and I put a binder, Head Country marinade or something like that, and then I put my rub on top, and I put on little baking sheets, the little cookie baking sheets. So if I've got 3 or 4 steaks, I'll use a big one. If otherwise, I kind of like the small personal ones, to tell you the truth. And I'll put it in the freezer for 15 minutes. And I was reading some book, I think it was by Cooks Illustrated, and it talked about how you're, don't let your steak, put it out and get it to room temperature. That's BS anyway. But they were talking about putting things on cold, and that's exactly what I do on the pellet cooker, because I want more smoke, and I put everything on as cold as possible. And so I was like, man, and so with the dry brining and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll dry brine the steak and stuff. And so then I started noticing that I was much more likely to get the red to red. And so, I started looking. And so what it does, it's cooling the outside of the steak. So you're starting at a lower temperature than you are on the inside of the steak. So it allows that to, some extra time and cushion, so that you do freeze in, and you're just freezing in the color of the myoglobin, just almost, just like a to a certain degree, a smoke ring. But anyway, so you're just not overcooking it, because when you overcook it, that's when you get that stinking gray ring. And I like to reverse sear my steaks, and I'd say about 75, like you say, you got to pay attention, but about 75-80% of the time, I get mostly red to red, top to bottom. And to me, that's kind of the perfect steak. So yeah.
No.
Yeah. So that's my, and I'd never heard of it. And so anyway, so I put it out there. It's on E3 Meats website. So I've got it on, it's out there. They published it a couple, I don't know, 2-3 years ago or so, but yeah. So anyway, that's kind of my Scheiding method of cooking steaks and stuff. So
yeah,
you eat with your eyes, and I think that's pretty.
Yeah. And like I said, I had cooked it and brought them upstairs, cut it, and went, oh my God.
Yes.
It's the edge to edge. I'm like, this is perfect. And of course, at that point I wasn't thinking. So I took another slice of it and tried it. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. Took another slice, gave it to my wife. Oh, this is outstanding.
Fantastic. Yes.
Before you know it was gone, before I could snap the shot, because the instant you got the gram eats before you do.
I know.
So all I had was this little gristle edge left, and this beautiful pink edge was gone.
Well, try it again. Put it in the freezer. And you'll have a little extra time. You'll have a little extra time to get that shot, because you want to get the shot when you're doing the reverse sear on it anyway. So, and then that's another thing, and this will be more of my full method, but I sear it 325 to 350. I'm trying to, for the Maillard reaction. If you're searing above 350, you're not getting the Maillard reaction and the other, little essence of flavors, the nuts and the browning and things like that. If you're searing at 500, 600 degrees, yeah, your grill's badass and you can do that, but you're just charring the stupid thing, and you're destroying the meat fibers, and that's black. And I don't like that. So, but that's a personal thing. So I don't want to get off on a tangent. I was starting to feel a hot dog rant coming on, so I'll just simmer down now.
Hey, if you want to let it rip, let it rip. This is what it's all about. And we're not regulated, so feel free to dive deep in the murky waters. Oh man. The competition game. Are you still on your regular, I guess, schedule, or have you, bumped it up a little bit, or dropped it down a little bit contest wise.
Dropped it down. So yeah, before COVID, I was probably doing well when we first started off, and I was cooking with my partner, old partner Clint. We'd probably do 10 to 15, and then when I got kicked off the team and formed Road Cookers and stuff, and so that's because we do whatever the hell we want to, and I probably started doing about 10. Yeah. So I started doing about 10 a year. And then with the Traeger and having to do events and classes and things like that. So then I kind of backed it off to about 8. Now I'm doing about 4 to 6 a year. So I've done 4 this year. And, the Houston Rodeo, San Antonio Rodeo, Wiener Dog. And then actually the other one was an event for Traeger. But anyway, so I've kind of toned it down a little bit. Truthfully, my wife prefers going to wine events and cooking wine events and serving, 2 to 3,000 samples, and then we, get to play and
Oh
do
yeah.
some stuff. So it's much more enjoyable for her, and so she's the other part of the team, and so you got to keep your partner happy and stuff, and so.
Mhm.
But and here's a theory: a husband wife can be a team. A husband wife
Oh,
can be a team
100%.
of 2. But here's what can't happen, and I think when it's 2 dudes, you're both fighting for, and 3 dudes you can have, 4 dudes you can have, 5 dudes you can have 1 dude. 2 dudes, I just think it's really, really hard. They've got to be friends for a long time, and
Uh-huh.
after a while, those partnerships just break up. So heck,
Oh yeah.
barbecue mentor Darwin Hoel used to cook with Craig Sherry, and they're both great guys and stuff. They just went off, and they're both great cooks on their own. So
That's
I
it.
that's my theory of barbecue competition. So,
It
but
it works. I like it. I understand the whole team aspect of it. Um, I always like to say I'm a team player,
yeah.
um, but I also like to be right sometimes too. So, it's when I started the competition games, it was I'm a one-man team. I First off, I have no one to blame but myself.
Right.
I have no one to praise but my wife.
That's fair. I like that.
So she's my team member. The kids, when the hell did you get down here? My son's sitting over there. He just scared the hell out of me. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, you weren't answering your text, so he probably
oh,
just
that
came
was
to.
his friend. No, Peyton texted you, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But he interrupted my show. That means he owes everybody a beer. Um, but yeah, so my wife jumped in, and you know she runs the boxes. She runs the boxes, and just on game day, turn-in day, she just sits there in her chair with her coffee and just keeps repeating, "Get it together, bitch. Get it together, bitch. Get it together,
So
bitch.
you're the pit bitch. You're so in really you're the pit bitch.
Get it together. Stay focused. Don't get yourself riled up. Keep it together. Keep it together, and we make a great team."
Yeah. See, yeah, my wife actually she does the beans now. My wife is known for desserts. My wife
That's what.
Jennifer is
Yes.
known for desserts. I mean, she's probably gotten the top 10 at the Houston Rodeo 5 times. In fact, not this year, but last year. Uh, she tied for 3rd and got 4th overall. But yeah, so she does cheesecake, she does, bourbon glazed bread pudding, she does all kinds of stuff. So one time I kind of screwed up her recipe and got 16th, and dang it, I really wanted to do better than her, but it's only fair, it's only right that I screwed it up. But anyway, so yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so she's an active participant, and and hashtag wife approved is the kind of the top level. So my wife lets me have it. So she's brutally honest, and
Mhm.
doesn't candy coat or sugarcoat things and stuff. And so
Oh, yeah.
yesterday I actually, I'm always doing a competition every time I cook. Yesterday I broke my rule. Because I'm working on that other rub,
Mhm.
and I tried the other rub on my brisket along with my normal brisket, and I did two other. I changed 3 variables on the thing. My wife was gone. She came back home. I saved her some pieces. And I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, you have any brisket? Yeah, yeah. She tastes it. She goes, oh my God, what did you do? And I'm like, oh. I got her attention. So yeah, so she was like, "Oh," and so yeah, she wants me to cook that recipe now. And
That's bold because Doug, you're a one variable guy at
I
a
am a
time.
one variable guy. You change one
One
variable at a
variable
time.
at a time.
I changed 3. I changed
Wow,
3.
you really
So
stepped out of the cooking zone.
right,
Look at you.
yeah,
Ooh.
I did. Yeah, I did. So it's I read a barbecue book, and so that was one of the changes. There was a little hint in there on the, and I'll even say it was that the Joseph Haynes barbecue
Mhm.
book, the Barbycu to barbecue with CUE, and man, blows the Caribbean origin of American barbecue out of the water. It's fantastic.
Oh,
It's a great book. So we went to Puerto Vallarta, and people thought I was studying for some sort of test because I've got my highlighter, I've got my pen, I'm writing things in, so I just love to study barbecue books, and so that's just relaxing to me. But there was one thing in there that I learned. I'm like, I'm gonna try that. So yeah, I tried it on as one of the things that I did on the brisket. So
yeah. Well, okay. Here's a question: how much of your engineering background goes into your cooking?
a
Like if you're
lot.
looking at like you're at the local bookstore and you just pick up a any barbecue cookbook, let's say, or any cookbook for that matter,
Yeah.
and you open it up and you look at a recipe and you're reading it, are you automatically breaking it down of why a teaspoon of this or where they going with these ingredients or
Yeah, I like to look at ratios. I'm always looking at the ratios of things and how they're, the different spices and what ratios they're using. And so that's kind of I remember people's names by the number of digits they have. So, so Mike and Doug, that's all going to be kind of registered the same for me because it's four letters. But anyway, so that's kind of how my mind thinks. But cooking and specifically cooking on Traeger and things, it's opened up the other side of my brain. So it's creative now, and so I love creating recipes, and so I'll get kind of hooked on something, and then I just obsess about it. And like before the Houston rodeo, I cooked chicken like probably 20 days out of a month, just going in. I had a competition the entire month, and that's kind of how I narrowed in on my chicken recipe for the Houston rodeo that year and stuff. And so I keep a journal, and I just obsess about things. And so like my wife gets mad at me because I obsessed about Nashville hot chicken for about a month and a half, and now I hardly ever cook it. But so she wants me to cook it again and stuff. So, but yeah, that's I'm obsessive. I'm OCD. I want to look and I want to kind of get the different ratios and stuff. And so, yeah, on this new rub, that's what I'm doing right now is looking at different ratios of some of the ingredients. And so that's kind of how I think about things.
all right, all right. So you're a believer in the statement of the two most important tools for any barbecue cook is a good thermometer and a pen.
And a pen.
Pen.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
Pen or
Yeah, you're
pencil,
probably right.
however you wanna do it,
But,
you know?
yeah, but all right, so one thing my wife has taught me because this has made me a much better cook. Um, because of my engineering background, I treated all the cooks like a baking contest, like you're baking. She's a great baker, right? She doesn't measure anything. And so when something turns out to be good, I have to interview her within an hour or two of having done it, so she can remember all the things that she put in it, and then I will document it for her. But she's an intuitive type cook, so I've become a lot more in that direction because I'll put it in and then put it a little more in. So I do that a lot more, and I love watching. I'm a Bobby Flay guy. I watch
Mhm.
Beat Bobby Flay. What they're on season 37. I've watched probably everyone. I mean, I just like watching him cook because he does things just by the seat of his pants, and
Yeah.
I like that, and I would like to be more like that. And so, but that's actually kind of where I got the love of cooking and stuff is watching those shows on Food Network, which is crazy. So I've said it before. Aaron McCargo's why I started cooking barbecue is he had a rib recipe and used Coke in his ribs. So, but you know, anyway, so yeah, I'd love to be a much more intuitive cook, and that's what I'm trying to become.
Alright. Good, good, good. I love it. I love it. I love it. And like, okay, I did. At least I didn't. At least it made me feel better that there's another guy out there cooking with the as much of the OCD of the cook than I do. Because I sit there. That's why I said my wife sits there yelling at me, going, "Get it
Yeah.
together, bitch!"
Yes.
Because I'm
Yes.
so. She's like, "You're cooking a hamburger. I don't care. It needs to be the best hamburger on the face of the planet."
Right, right. But you need to embrace the imperfections in the cooking. Here's a story. All right, so was it? Yeah, it wasn't this year. Last year at the San Antonio Rodeo. The normal competition chicken turn in is like noon, right? So or
Mhm.
11. And so depending on which organization. So, I was like lounging around noon. I'm like, yeah, yeah. So I was like, I'll call in on the radio show. I've got plenty of time. I've got my feet up and stuff. And then I'm, it's at 9:23 when I call in and stuff. And I'm like, oh shit. Turn-ins at 10:30. So my hour and 40-minute process got thrown out the window. So I spent 2 minutes on the show, said, "Love you, gotta go by." And so I started cook, and so I went immediately. So then I was in just and we had a guy that helps us actually Shant. He's a fantastic blues guitar player. He comes and went to high school with Jennifer and he loves cooking and stuff. And so he was like he was I mean I would just tell him what to do and we it was 50 minutes that I got that chicken done. And I was like, man, he was like, it's fantastic. I'm like, shut up. I'm just glad I got turned something in. Wound up getting 5th place with that stupid chicken. And yes. And he goes, you were just in your element and you weren't thinking, you were just doing. And I was like, right, whatever, whatever. Yeah, stupid 5th place. And so now actually I've changed my cooking process for that. And it's only because it was just, genius is, the necessity is the inspiration for genius. And so that's what happened. So yeah,
And no
that's,
more phone
that's what I want to
interviews
be.
on Comp
Sorry.
Day. And no more phone interviews on Comp Day.
Well, yeah, anyway, so I like being on that show. It's a AM 600 in Houston as well. So it's a talk radio show. So yeah.
Beautiful, brother. Oh, but Doug, man, thank you so much. Oh,
Oh,
I've been, let's see, one, two, been to Texas 3 times so far. And actually, oddly enough, I think I've seen you all 3 times,
all
which
right.
is
So when was the third one? It was Ryan the reveal, and
I
then
was there
yeah.
this year. Oh, maybe it was. Did I not? Maybe I didn't see you the year before. Um, at Houston. So Houston of 2023.
Oh, 23. Yeah.
Okay. So 2 out of 3 times.
Yeah. So we may have seen each other, but
When
you didn't come by. So yeah, I was probably hiding in the back. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah.
when uh when you coming to New Hampshire?
I was actually in New Hampshire for an event for E3 Meet. What's his name? Matt. He was a New England.
Matt Light.
Matt Light. I did an event for Matt Light up there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So
Was it his annual thing he has, the
his
shooting?
CEO
Yeah.
thing. Yes. I was unbelievable. I'm like, how did they get approval for all this gunfire? Then they had, tank races and yeah. So,
Welcome to New Hampshire.
yeah, oh man, that was crazy. That was crazy. And that was actually the first time that Adam LaRoche came. He surprised Matt and blew him away and came to the event and stuff. And so that was actually the first time I think Adam LaRoche had tasted my food. I'm like, uh-oh, the big boss is here. So anyway, so yeah, that was a great event. We cooked some picanha and bavette for 120 people. So raising money, and a lot of they had some wounded warriors there and stuff that actually led some of the instruction and everything. So yeah, that was a fantastic event. Way in the Matt's farm, and I just couldn't believe that all the live fire. They had like 4 or 5, and then they had a tractor trailer that was a simulation tool, like for hostage. So they get like the blonde, big boob and stuff, and so that to kind of throw you off and stuff, and you fire live bullets, and it would go into and it'd be sucked into the screen. It was unbelievable. You can't even make this stuff up. I had never even seen or heard of something like this, but the screen would take your live ammo in and basically swallow it up. So yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, they had that thing there. So, and then 6 Hour was there too. But anyway, so yeah, that was a fun event. Yeah, that was a fun event. So E3 does some cool stuff. So last time I was up there for that CEOs of the most, they had a contest, and people were strapped into a helicopter shooting at targets on the ground. And I'm out there cooking briskets, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. This helicopter coming in. But yeah, it's fun. So those are the type of events that we like to do now, instead of going to and definitely no contest between Memorial Day and September here in Texas. But we'll do those type of events instead, especially during the summer months, and rather than a competition. So that's why I'm only doing about 4 to 6. And I don't want to end on a bad note, but I encourage everyone to go out and get a stinking colonoscopy, because actually I went and looked it up. It was 3 years to the day when I was on the show before that I found out that I had colon cancer. And so I was going through colon cancer during the year, from middle of 22 to 23 and stuff like that. So luckily I came through well. I was, God had a hand in all that situation and stuff. Just several things fell into place. And so found it early. And so I suggest, if you haven't gone, don't do the box thing, because that's only 92% accurate. So go early. My surgeon said that over 30% of the people are under 50 that she operates on now. So go early, go often.
Yep. I ran into a little something this year myself, and had mine done, and everything came back fantastic. They were
fantastic.
Very happy. So,
yes.
But yeah, just had a little question on something going on.
Yep.
Went to my doctor, like, well, it's probably this, but you are as of the age now, and I go, okay, let's go.
Yes. No, do it. I had a friend. That's actually why I did it. It was during COVID and stuff. And I'm like, all right, I had a referral. They just never called. And so, he went and found out that he basically had celiac disease, and he was, it was almost destroying the inside of his stomach and everything. And so I was like, okay, and he found out through the colonoscopy and stuff. And so that's actually why I went. So, but it was stage 3. And so I kind of went through it as a private. I didn't want people to know. And, I just tried to live life as normal, and that Houston rodeo, not this year, but last year, it was just after I finished my last round of chemo. I did 12 rounds of chemo. So cherish life, man. Cherish life.
Absolutely. And remember, life's too short to eat bad food.
Bad barbecue, according to quote unquote from Danielle DeVQ.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. And
So
so anyway, if you ever find yourself in New Hampshire, brother, you call me and we'll get together and we'll fire up the pits and we'll do some sightseeing and I know my way around this place.
you can never say never, because who knows? Maybe I'll get invited to Matt Light's event or something like that. So
That's right.
yeah,
Speaking of the E3 guys, I am actually going to see 2 of the E3 guys. If Mrs. Maggs is in here, her surprise is going to be going. We're potentially going to see Luke Bryan on Saturday night, and he's involved with E3.
he is.
Then my daughter, for her birthday, she wanted to go see Mr. Jason Aldean.
LD, yeah.
So we're going to see both, and so 2 out of 3 members of my family will be seeing E3 members.
That's amazing. It's Luke Bryan and has like an E3 hat on in a lot of his videos, and I never even noticed it.
That was the funny thing, because I have been watching them as far as E3 goes for years.
Yeah.
Since they came out with the Buck Commander series.
Yes.
With Willie Robinson on the DVDs.
Yeah.
And they were rocking the E3 Ranch.
Yep.
Southeast Kansas. Like your T-shirt you had on when we were in Houston this year.
Yes.
The hat. And it's like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, that's a sharp looking hat. That's a sharp looking hat. Then everybody figured out who the hell Luke Bryan was and wanted the hat. And then on the E3, you couldn't get them.
Oh, I know. They were out for a while.
They were going on eBay for $200-$300 a pop.
Yeah.
That I had signed up for the Notify Me, and it's floating around here somewhere still. I haven't gotten rid of it yet.
Well, one of the best videos is where Luke Bryan's wife got with Adam and his team, and they went and stole Luke's truck, and then they auctioned it off for charity. Luke goes out there and his stinking truck is gone, and they he was cool about it, but then they auctioned it off for charity, of course.
Oh yeah, but guys out there, if you haven't seen any of these Buck Commander videos from the E3 Ranch, they're entertaining. It's the outdoor hunting shows, but all the B-roll and the side stuff going on, it's wild. It is funny how we all do pranks, especially at a cook-off. We're pranking each other left and right. It is funny how the pranks change depending on your bank account. Filling up brand new trucks with Oreos.
Yes, exactly. They do all kinds of stuff, and
running a rent-a-car over with a tank and returning it.
And they do a lot of stuff for veterans, which I appreciate as well. My dad being a Vietnam vet and stuff, and so it's good to see and stuff. So, and a lot of the events they have, the instructors are either special forces people or Homeland Security, and so and I think Alan Roche is a deputized sheriff in the county and stuff. So
oh yeah, for sure, and also former Boston Sox. Just throwing it in there. He had a cup of coffee down here at the Fens, but it was nice to have him while it lasted.
Yeah.
For a season, I think, or you might not even have made the season, and they traded him off by the end of it. But yeah, he's a good guy. I love everything he does. I love everything the E3 does. But yeah, he had good stuff. But Doug, man, thank you, brother.
Thank you. Absolutely
appreciate you. And everybody can get your seasonings at the Home Depots on your website, Road Cookers website.
Yeah, Some Home Depots, Rogue cookers, so you go to the shop page and it's the first 3 items, you can order, and, one of them goes to, Barbecue Pro Shop and 2 of them go to the Texas Star Grill, so, yeah, just wherever you wanna order it from, so, yeah, I appreciate it, and I'm Rogue Cookers on Instagram, Facebook, and, whatever, I'm Rogue Cookers everywhere for the most part.
Beautiful, brother. Like you said, appreciate you making the time, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm on the Barbecue Central show the 4th Tuesday of the month as the Texas embedded correspondent ever since winning the Houston Rodeo World Championship.
The
And
longest
huh?
running, the longest running
True. The longest running.
embedded
So,
correspondent.
yes,
Okay.
and then, I'm now, I weasel my way in even though I'm a Cubs fan and they're Mets fans, but, we commiserate together in losing seasons for many years, but, with Lynn and Jeff on the Baseball and Barbecue, so I'm a co-host on that, so
I
got a
still,
few,
I still gotta I still got to get with Len and Jeff to get on. I was on with them in the infancy of this, and we were just trying to get everything lined up, and each time the conversation kind of sizzles out. But I got to
Oh,
get
well,
them on.
no,
Can
yeah,
you
yeah,
think?
yeah.
Can you imagine that show? My accent and their two
Yeah,
accents.
I know.
Whoa! We might have to
Oh.
have you on just to translate.
Right, yeah. No, they're great. They're great.
They
So,
are.
yeah.
They're
So,
awesome.
yeah. As soon as
But
I told him I was at the first Mets no-hitter in history, and I was cheering for the Mets and not the Cardinals and stuff. Being a Cubs fan, I'm gonna cheer against the Cardinals, whoever they
Mhm.
play. But,
You have
anyway,
to.
so yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway, that got their attention. So, but
Yeah,
it's fine. So
that's like our old story. I have two favorite baseball teams: the Boston Red Sox and whoever's playing the Yankees.
yeah, exactly.
You know.
Exactly. So, yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for having me, Johnny. So I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it,
brother.
man.
Hang on
So,
one
yeah,
second. I'll jump right back into you. I'll just finish this up. Guys, thank you all for tuning in. Doug, thank you for taking the time. Um,
absolutely.
please find us on all video platforms on Facebook and YouTube, on all the audio. Catch it on iTunes, Spotify, all the audio podcast catchers carry it. Questions or comments, please send them to pitlifebbqpodcast@gmail.com. And like always, subscribe, like, rate, and review. Hit that share button. Next week, it's been another while since these gentlemen have joined, and I'm pretty sure it was maybe 2020. I don't know, maybe 21 or 22. Because I was actually had COVID at the time, and I got it at the tail end there. But Brian and Kirk, the boys behind the Turbo Trusser, are going to rejoin, make their next appearance, and go on a bunch of catch up and see what's new that they got going on. A couple new products I saw that came out, and a couple ones through the past we missed, and yeah, tune in there. We'll talk everything that the Turbo Trusser boys got going on. So that's next week. And until next week, keep the smoke rolling.